going on, guys? Welcome back to another beer review. Tonight we get to check out yet another beer from Treehouse Brewing, which is quickly becoming one of my favorite breweries, which is a bummer because they're so freaking far away and I cannot get their beer regularly. But tonight we are checking out Haze, which is their double IPA. Comes in at 8.2% alcohol by volume. I think it's the only double IPA they're canning right now. And I think it's just one of a couple double IPAs that they brew, period. I think they do Very Green, which I'm not sure how often that beer is brewed. I think it's like a one-off, kind of a once in a great while kind of a thing. So I think Haze is their only double IPA. I mean, if you guys have seen my reviews, Green, amazing. Sap, amazing. Julius, really, really amazing. All the beers that I've had from them are fantastic. And it's just getting to the point now where like I'm trying my hardest to get my hands on all their beers because I just want to drink all of them because they don't make a bad beer that I've had. And that's hard to say about any brewery. I know they're a lot smaller than a lot of breweries, but there's no other brewery that I can think of where I'm like, they don't make a beer that's just kind of okay. Everything from Treehouse that I've had so far is phenomenal. I think the lowest grade I gave one of their beers was Sap, and that was a 98 out of 100. So amazing stuff. I love me some double IPAs. Really, really looking forward to this one. So let's go ahead and check it out. I'm not sure the hops they use for Haze. I looked on their website. They don't give a whole lot of information. They give some tasting notes, but I'm not sure exactly what what hops they use to brew this. I don't know the IBUs. They don't say a whole lot of stuff about that, but I'm excited to check this one out. So beer pours just a hazy, kind of a tangerine orange color. Looks exactly like all the other Treehouse beers. Completely opaque. I cannot see my finger through that. There's no light coming through. Got about a finger of bright white head with that pour. Didn't pour it too aggressive, but tons and tons of tiny bubbles around the side of the glass. There's some big soapy bubbles in the middle, and there's already glass lacing being left by that beer, which is awesome. So let's go ahead and check out the aroma on Haze. Wow, geez, just huge citrus again. This kind of reminds me of Julius. We had Julius yesterday. You get a big pop of orange right up front, but this might, underneath that orange, I think there's more grapefruit than Julius. Julius was just a huge orange bomb, and this has like this kind of grapefruit dank kind of a thing going on. It smells really juicy though. The nose on Treehouse beers are just freaking incredible. Yeah, tons of orange up front, and then you get grapefruit, kind of like that bitter grapefruit peel. There's a dankness underneath that, kind of like that grassy kind of floral note going on. But underneath all that, there's like a nice kind of sweet breadiness to this. It's just a killer smelling beer. And for 8.2%, I mean, you're not getting any alcohol in the nose, which I guess you wouldn't expect that at 8%. That's not that high of an ABV beer. This beer was canned. Now I always forget to talk about canning dates. Today's June 23rd. I believe this was canned on June 5th, so we're right around 3 weeks old. So still really, really fresh for this. And you can tell, I mean, the nose on this is killer. Tons of citrus, orange, grapefruit. It's got that dankness, kind of grassy floral thing going on. So let's go ahead and dig in. And shout out to Leo for this one. He hooked this up. He was also sent Julius, and he also sent me Eureka with Citra, which I'll be reviewing here, hopefully tomorrow. So cheers, Leo. Thanks, buddy. It's another, like, what did I expect, right? It's freaking delicious. Right up front, just huge orange, grapefruit peel. Middle of the mouth, you get that awesome, like, grapefruit pith bitterness. There's that dankness. What else is in there? Middle of the mouth, it's like dank, floral, grassy, very reminiscent of a West Coast style IPA with just tons and tons and tons of bitterness, but then finishes sweet with more of like that citrus kind of orange, grapefruit pith thing going on. Very, very bitter beer, but the finish on that's nice and sweet. It's not quite like to the juicy finish, but you get all that citrus and orange and like sweet, kind of like a pineapple thing going on in the finish of that. It's got that signature Treehouse mouthfeel, killer mouthfeel, like a medium kind of a mouthfeel, not like that crazy creamy green mouthfeel that I so dearly love, but an awesome mouthfeel on that. I wish that more breweries, I don't know what they're doing to get the mouthfeel that they do with the beers that they brew, but I really, really wish more breweries could figure out how to do that, because it just makes the beer, like the experience of drinking a beer with a mouthfeel like this, it's just so much more enjoyable. Not that like the dry kind of a thinner mouthfeel beers aren't good, but when you drink something like this, it's crazy. Very drying, this beer. It kind of leaves you with like that hoppiness kind of on your tongue. Nothing where like it's nothing where it's like annoying or overpowering, but finish is really dry. Makes you want to keep sipping on it. As this is warming up, you actually do, there's a little bit of alcohol on the finish of that, which is kind of strange for an 8.2% beer. I mean, nothing crazy, nothing hot. But now, like with that bitter kind of, I think that sweet finish is kind of like a little bit of like a booziness, which is odd for this, you know, I mean, you'd expect that, you know, 10, 11% beers. Not an 8.2%, but really, really, really good stuff. As far as double IPAs go, I mean, it's an awesome example of an East Coast double IPA. The citrus is great. I love the grapefruit in it. I like that grassy kind of floral. I like the bitterness middle of the mouth. This might sound weird, but it drinks. It reminds me of a West Coast style, but it drinks like an East Coast style with that mouthfeel. And with like I think the West Coast style with the bitterness is more like a really dank kind of a almost harsh bitterness. This bitterness kind of that bitterness is there, but you also get like that sweet kind of citrus finish with it. So it's kind of hard to explain, but I think you guys that drink West Coast and East Coast beers, I mean, there's definitely a difference in style right now. And I'm starting to lean towards these East Coast hoppy beers as like my favorite kind in the style. So awesome stuff from Haze. I mean, nothing that's really like blown me away. I mean, as far as a double IPA goes, I mean, this is a world-class beer. If I'm going ratings, I'm going to go like 97 on this one. Awesome stuff. Absolutely seek this one out. I'm hoping that Treehouse starts canning their other double IPAs. I think they have like another version of Julius that's kind of amped up. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's still a single IPA and it's just hopped differently. But I'd love to see them can Very Green and whatever other double IPAs they're doing. So yeah, 97 for me. Awesome stuff. If you guys have had Haze, let me know what you think. And as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys later. Cheers.
Ever since I was younger, I was into video games.
Somebody like the Fuse, so I can bring bad news to all these crews who can't NBA jam with the shoe.